Dragging the UK into another illegal war does not make us any more safe. And polling shows over and over again that the majority of people in this country do not want our UK bases to be used by US military. And the only reason why this is happening is Keir Starmer is incapable of standing up to Donald Trump. It's really important that there's a vote in the House of Commons, and also we immediately withdraw permission for the US to use UK bases. We need to think about our own national security, keeping people in this country safe, and Keir Starmer being totally subservient to Donald Trump doesn't do that.
Keir Starmer's never been known for being in touch with the public or with how they feel about the issues that they face in society. This was demonstrated yet again last week when the Labour Party came third in a seat they'd previously held with a 13,000 majority and haven't seen fall to another party since 1931. On the same day the Greens' victory in Gorton and Denton was announced, the latest personal approving ratings for Prime Ministers showed Starmer remains firmly in last place with a -45 rating. That's 3 times lower than even Margaret Thatcher after the same time in office.
This is dreadful.
So, with a boost in popularity needed more than ever, has the Prime Minister learned his lessons from the disastrous by-election in Gorton and Denton and taken heed of the reaction of the public? Well, no, he hasn't. He seems to think that despite all of the domestic issues that we face, that joining Donald Trump in his latest illegal attacks on Iran will get him back on track in the polls and see him bounce back into the favour of the British public.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Let's see what's happening. Starmer made the announcement yesterday, naturally flanked by flags, as if that would be enough to distract from the completely unbelievable trash emanating monotonously from his oral cavity. Having stated the previous day that there would be no involvement from the UK, it probably only took one phone call from a certain someone to persuade Keith to perform one of his quickest U-turns yet, and then decide he'd allow the states to use our overseas bases. One such base, Akitiri, in Cyprus, has already been attacked by Iran as they retaliate against all of the countries who are abetting America and Israel in their unsanctioned aggression, which over the weekend saw Ayatollah al-Khamenei assassinated, having led the country for over 4 decades. The Prime Minister claims that the attack on the airbase had absolutely nothing to do with our involvement and would like us to think that the interim leaders of the country just launch missiles at other nations because they're some sort of dangerous extremists and definitely aren't simply defending themselves.
I find that rather difficult to believe.
As with the attack last year, the completely false claim that Iran is trying to enrich uranium to a weapons-grade level was again used, even though, back then, we were told by Trump that the country had been set back decades in that endeavour. People are already making obvious comparisons between this and the illegal invasion of Iraq in 2003, when Tony Blair was Prime Minister and George W. Bush was in the White House. The difference this time being that we've skipped over the false flag part, as well as the bogus claims that the so-called bad guys can launch a biological weapon within 45 minutes. Now we've jumped straight to the "we're going to do a war crime because a psychic on Blackpool Pier told us that Iran really wants a nuclear bomb" phase. Unlike 20 years ago, these actions have not been sanctioned by Congress in the States or in Parliament here in the UK. During the nauseating statement, Starmer repeatedly said that he's protecting British interests and British lives. Just in case you weren't aware, whenever Britain or America use the word interests, they actually mean this. And where protecting lives is concerned, we've already seen a retaliatory attack on British Airbases, and there's no doubt that this severely increases the risk of a terrorist attack happening in the country as well. So instead of protecting us, like he claims he is, he's actually just drawn a massive target on our back, and should there be consequences, then the blame will lie squarely at his feet, and he'd better explain to the families of any victims that he was too much of a wet flannel to stand up to Trump, and that the industrial military complex and oil profits come before British lives.
Damn right!
There are also, as I speak, 300,000 British citizens in Gulf states whose lives are now at risk, and at the moment the Prime Minister hasn't given the slightest indication as to how he can get them to safety. One of the most despicable parts of Starmer's speech yesterday came when he said,
"We all remember the mistakes of Iraq, and we have learned those lessons."
Don't worry, I'm not making the same mistakes again.
No, you're making all new ones.
Exactly. If anything, the fundamental lesson was don't follow America into an illegal war for oil in the first place, while completely destabilising the region for decades to come and leaving a trail of dead that numbers in the millions, you neoliberal prat. Even on a tactical level, this is political suicide for Starmer. Petrol and diesel have already gone up in price because of this, and naturally higher energy bills will follow in tow. The public are already pushed beyond the limit, and instead of condemning America, like other countries and even figures from within his own party have done, he rides roughshod over democratic and legal process and allows Trump to use our military facilities as a stepping stone to World War III. I mean, does he genuinely believe that this is either morally acceptable or that this will in fact act as a buffer for the train wreck of a result which he's facing in 2 months at the local elections? Is he actually thinking that he can elongate his tenure by getting into this unnecessary conflict? Seriously? Well, let's see how that worked out for his pal Slick Tony back in the noughties. Oh, not very well.
Oh no.
Please let us know what you think about Starmer's announcement and the likely consequences in the comments below. As always, your feedback is very welcome. Thanks a lot for watching to the end of the video. If you'd like to help the channel out a bit more, then please check out some of our other content and hit various supportive buttons such as like and subscribe. Super thanks are also open, and there's a link to our Buy Me a Coffee page in the description of this video. If you want to go a step further, then hit the join button, and for only 99p you can enjoy exclusive perks like members only videos and early viewings, plus lots more, and you get to join the list of awesome people that you can see on your screen right now. As always, your contributions are much appreciated. Thanks again people, my left eye will be seeing you soon.